Ibn Abbas himself narrates how he began this path of knowledge. He says, when the Prophet ﷺ passed away, I said to one of the people of the Ansar, one of his friends, one of his people he would play with, Ta'al, halumma, let's go. Let's go ask the Sahaba about knowledge. For today, there are many of them. We have plenty of variety. But my sahib, my friend, my companion said, you're a strange man, Ibn Abbas. You're a strange person, Abdullah ibn Abbas. Do you think anybody will need your knowledge by asking these questions? Meaning, what's the point of asking what everybody knows about? There are great Sahaba alive. You're asking them information. They already know it. Why would you want to get that information? Why would you want to attain that knowledge? And all of these great giants are here. What's the purpose of studying? So Ibn Abbas said, فَتَرَكْتُهُ, I left him. Khalas, leave him. And أَقْبَلْتُ, I turned to the Sahaba of the Prophet ﷺ, and I began asking and studying. And it would happen that sometimes I would hear that so-and-so heard a hadith, so I would go to his house only to find him taking a nap or sleeping in the daytime. So I would take my cloak, put it outside the ground, sit down outside his house, and the wind would blow in my face, the dust would come in my hair, and I would wait for him to come out, and I would ask him the question. And he would say to me, Yabna Ammi Rasulullah, oh cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, what are you doing here? And Ibn Abbas would say, I came to ask a question. And he would say, but you should have sent somebody, I will come to you. Meaning, you are the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, I will come to you. And Ibn Abbas would respond, no, it is more appropriate that I come to you. And then I would ask him about that hadith. Time went on until one day that companion of mine saw me, and I was surrounded by all of those students. So now he's an older man, okay? And his sahib of the Ansar, he saw him, and his companion said, surely that young boy was smarter than I was. Okay, he did what invested in his time, and now it paid off for him in this world and the next. And of course, it's obvious, we see here the benefits of long-term planning. It's obvious. I mean, that's why we study so hard. You know, when our 20s are, you know, we're supposed to study hard, you know, going to college and high school and whatnot, so that inshallah ta'ala we then have a career, we can have an education, we then, this is what Ibn Abbas is doing. He's studying hard so that it then pays off in this world and the next. And what better way to study than in the religion of Islam? It also shows us an eagerness for knowledge. That subhanAllah, there's a thirst, an unquestionable, just a desire to study, to ask every intricacy. And subhanAllah, not everybody who goes to study Islam has a thirst for studying Islam. I can tell you this from my own experiences, 10 years in the seminary system that I was in. The majority of people, astaghfirullah, but they might not come for the right reasons. And they're just coming for superficial reasons or whatever. They don't have a thirst, just an unsatiated desire to just absorb everything. It's those students who shine. As for the one who just barely ekes out, gets to C on the exam, just passes, they become nobodies. They're nothing. There's nothing, nothing happens to them. It's the people that are following the footsteps of Ibn Abbas. And that earnest desire, it's a gift from Allah. You cannot put it into a child's head. You cannot force it into a teenager or a young man. It's a gift from Allah that Ibn Abbas had it, and he wanted to ask and ask and ask and ask, and he's never satisfied, always studying. You cannot create somebody like Allah Azza wa Jal gives it. This also shows us the respect that one should have for knowledge and studying and teachers and the people of knowledge. Despite the fact that Ibn Abbas is Ahlul Bayt. And so an older Sahabi says, why are you coming to me? I'll come to you. You're younger. Doesn't matter. You're Ahlul Bayt. You are the cousin. And this also shows us, by the way, the respect of Ahlul Bayt. It's a two-way street, right? Ibn Abbas is respecting his teachers. His teachers are respecting Ahlul Bayt. And this is how the early Sahaba were. So Ibn Abbas is respecting his teachers. And when you show respect to those who deserve it, Allah Azza wa Jal will create people who will then show you respect when you deserve it. When you give respect when it is due, it will be given to you when it is due. So when Abdullah ibn Abbas humbled himself for knowledge, Allah Azza wa Jal raised him up so that everybody humbled themselves at his feet. This is, as the Arabic saying goes, كَمَا تَدِينُ تُدَانُ. As you do unto others, it will be done unto you. This also shows us the difficulties of studying. It's not easy to study any subject. And all of you are, mashallah, educated, doctors, engineers, whatever. It's not easy to study. And Islamic sciences, wallahi, they are even more difficult for multiple reasons. Multiple reasons. Of them is the complexity. You don't have the luxury of just taking one field. You have to master all the disciplines of Islam. From Nahu to Aqidah to Tafsir, you have to do everything at least at some level. And of them, and many reasons for this, of them is the weightiness of the knowledge itself. And it's not easy. Here we have Ibn Abbas spending decades doing this. And of course, of the benefits of this very beautiful narration, the impediments of studying need to be gotten rid of. His friend was telling him, don't study. Ibn Abbas said, I left him. That's what you have to do. You cannot allow negative influences to influence you negatively. When there are people that are pulling you back, when there are people that are preventing you, you have to do. Just cut off and move on. That's what Ibn Abbas did. I left him. I can't be bothered by somebody who's not going to help me in good. And that is a very brave thing for a teenager, because how old was he? 14 years old when the Prophet passes away. At the age of 14, and he wants to go and sit outside the houses of the Sahaba. He does not want to go play. He does not want to go do other things that 14-year-olds do. He wants to sit outside the house of the Sahaba to gain knowledge.